cloudy, rainy Sunday afternoon, but the spirits are up. They're high because I'm getting ready for my first ever Jacquemus show. Not a regular day in my life. We're going out this evening. Moi normally stays inside. So, big day. Luckily, Ben is coming to fix my hair because we want something nice. My outfit is very cozy, which I'm happy about considering the weather. But I'll get back to you when I'm a bit more. I already opened the invitation, but it's so pretty. They give us this little comb with the show details. Such a nice little souvenir, and a little fun Le Premier step-by-step method on how to do this hairstyle, which I know it's a joke. A correct pommier is expected upon arrival. Part of me though is like, what if? Moment for the shoes. Stun, stun, stun. At the crazy stitch.
C'est vraiment satisfaisant.
Satisfaisant?
Satisfaisant.
Liz.
Here, learning French now.
Not just a great hairstylist. Okay, fast forward an hour. My hair is up. It is perfect. I quickly did my makeup. I just did a very simple, glowy, slightly bronze look. Eyes a little bit defined. I'm about to get dressed. I have some earrings to wear with the look. They're these big silver ones. They're also super light, which is nice because I hate whenever the earrings drag down my ears. Ow. Like squish my ear. Feel like I need a coffee. This morning I woke up to this insane drilling going on behind my head in the apartment, like building beside me, and simultaneously outside. It's fine, it was 9 a.m. at that point, so like, you know, go off, but I wanted to film, so hopefully they will stay away for a little bit. Just woke up, made myself some coffee. I slept in my bun, I know. Ben did an amazing job and it's very, very tight. And anytime he does my hair, I usually just sleep in it because it lasts. Like I took out the big bun that he did, but it lasts for so long. I know it's probably like really shit for my hair, but since I have a couple of meetings and stuff today, I was like, why not? They've seemed to stop, so I will quickly go over today's plan of action. It's Monday, happy Monday. I have to go to the gym, get my workout in, then got some work to do. Also have to go through the Jacquemus photos and post for them. I'll probably go to a cafe because if there is a lot of building work going on today, that won't be conducive to a good workflow. Then I have one meeting in Place Vendôme, and after our French class, I have some homework to do for that. So I'll get that all done this morning, hopefully. But yes, let's go. Ow. did it. Just finished up doing a little bit of work. Had something to eat. Go on the metro. We're in Place Vendôme. This place makes me so happy. It's like so beautiful. A little bit bougie, but so beautiful. And I'm just about to go to my apartment. My appointment. She can't talk today.
And there's matcha jelly. D'être un dommage collatéral pour les autres, c'est horrible.
Non, c'est flexibilité.
Flexibilité, c'est beaucoup mieux.
Flexibilité.
Quelque chose dans lequel.
Good evening. I'm wearing my pajamas. I showered. It's so nice, like the minute I get home, to just shower, take off any makeup that I have, get into home clothes for these. These are from Tekla, by the way. I've been living in them. They're so soft and cozy. French class went well. We were kind of doing more informal, everyday French, which is good because I feel like I practice French the most whenever I'm talking to people like my age. I'm gonna have an early night. I'm gonna heat up some food for dinner and either watch something or read my book. Luckily I bought my umbrella. Just heading to my next appointment.
I'm with him now.
Wow, disgusting day outside, like horrible. Trying to be positive about it, but really the worst. Luckily I had an umbrella, but I just don't want to leave my apartment now anymore. And I have to later today. Fingers crossed that the rain goes away. I had 2 quick appointments this morning, back now to make some lunch, and I'm starving. I'm at that point where I want to eat anything. I'm gonna try and make a big salad that I can have for the next few days because I have a bunch of things to use up in my cupboards, like quinoa, chickpeas. So I'm gonna try and do a warmish, hefty salad. I just started to cook some of this quinoa bulgur wheat mix with a bouillon cube. So that's gonna be the base, and I'm gonna throw in some chickpeas. If I had more time, I'm feeling lazy, I'd probably air fry them so they get like nice and crispy. Have some gorgeous tomatoes to chop up. I don't know what other veg I have. I think I have maybe a kind of sweet corn I could throw in, and some feta. Good morning. I was running a little bit late earlier, so I didn't pick up my camera to vlog. I just wanted to get ready as quickly as possible. My hair is messy. Turns out I'm on time, if not a little bit early, so I'm just wandering the streets waiting for the Totem show. I love their pieces. I'm wearing one of their beautiful coats right now. I can probably give you a little fit check if I can find a place to prop up my phone. I wanted to do a tucked in messy hair, but I think it's more messy than chic. like a game to not get my freaking heel caught. Oh. I changed into some warmer clothes because I was freezing. I'm just walking to French class now.
Merci.
Digestion léger.
Oui. Alors, donne-moi, quand je te dis conditionnel passé, regarde-moi. Est-ce que tu as un exemple qui te vient en tête?
I'm back from class. My effort was not amazing. We were going over the conditional passé, like the past conditional tense, which is very useful, and I always want to use it and then I forget in my head how the conjunctions and stuff go. So we went over that, did a bit of grammar, came home. I was still so cold. I think I should have worn some heat tech underneath my outfit this morning because I was so cold, and Arthur and I were walking around shooting a little bit, and that just kept me cold to the bones for the whole rest of the afternoon. And so now I want to make something a little bit cozy because I still have a bunch of that chickpea salad left over. I want to eat something cold for dinner, so I took a little look in my cupboard and I've pulled the most random ingredients. I feel like I just inhaled some spices. I was just chopping an onion and garlic, and then I have a bunch of spices. And I have tofu, so in my head I was like, maybe I'll do like a vegetarian butter chicken, but I don't have any tomato paste, which is one of the key ingredients. So am I just gonna make a very creamy curry? I guess so. Not super healthy, but kind of comforting. I put the tofu in the air fryer to get it a little crispy, and some of the chickpeas.
For another lovely lunch and for walking me home.
Just finished. I'm gonna try not to spill it. Happy that I got the tomatoes because otherwise it would just be a bit too creamy. I also added in some leftover spinach and frozen peas that I had sitting in the freezer. And since I made so much quinoa the other day, I'm just gonna eat it with that. But I feel like with rice it will be a bit better. I need a fork. Not bad. I feel like any sauce with cream in it will taste good, but this is particularly yummy.
They say you're always looking for a job, a boyfriend, or an apartment. So let's say you have 2 out of 3 and they're fabulous. Why do we let the one thing we don't have affect how we feel about all the things we do have?
The end of the week. It's about to be the end of the month. Tomorrow's the 31st of January, which is crazy. This month has felt like a whole year. I just went to a gym this morning and then I picked up some flowers from the market. I got some white lilies again because I love how they bloom out. It's so gorgeous. Yeah, January wasn't amazing. It wasn't stellar. But I did read a lot more books than I have been, and I'm on track with my reading goals of the year, so I'm happy about that. I want to read 26 books in 2026, so that's a minimum of 2 books a month, and I've read 3. I'm about to, I wonder if I can finish this weekend. I'm about to finish, not about to finish, I have 200 pages left of Donna Tartt's The Little Friend. Hoping I can get this done soon because it's starting to drag a little bit. She talks a lot. I will say she's an amazing ability to create a mood and a setting, but this is definitely a slower read and I'm kind of excited to be done with it. I just hope we get some sort of resolution at the end, and I'm starting to feel like we might not. James Baldwin, Another Country. This had me in a chokehold for the first week of January. My gosh, this is such a brilliant book. I read Giovanni's Room, I think 3 summers ago, and I just remember being in such awe and heartbreak at every single page of that. And this did not disappoint. It centers on a kind of loose friendship circle, 1950s New York, and each section goes into more detail on one of the characters about their own inner struggles, repressed feelings, going through like racism, queer relationships, interracial relationships, so much hardship and grief. This isn't a light story at all. It's very heavy, and at the end of it I felt pretty emotionally drained, but I feel like this has to be essential reading. My favorite section is actually the only part that's not focused on New York. It's around the halfway through. It's about Eric, who was one of the character's first male lovers, and it's about his relationship with his partner Yves in the south of France and him going to Paris. And I don't know, you get a little respite from like the stifling pressures of New York City, and he just has such a way where that whole section felt like its own movie on itself. Yes, love this. Would definitely recommend. Then I read Scaffolding by Lauren Elkin, which I picked up in Oxfam whilst I was back home for Christmas, mostly for this cover drew me in. This is a amazing example of a very good cover. And I do also love Deborah Levy, and she said that this writer is a Susan Sontag of her generation, so I had quite high expectations going into this. Okay, the first third focuses on Anna, who I think is Franco-American. She's living in Paris, like just before COVID. She's a psychoanalyst, and she's dealing with a recent miscarriage. Her husband has just taken a job in London, so she's sort of on her own in this apartment, which is their new apartment. She's getting it renovated. And I guess she's sort of like spiraling and starts to read more and more like a journal. There's like short entries. I don't know. I found it quite easy to read, and I liked her candor and honesty. However, about a third of the way through, suddenly we're back 50 years in the same apartment, but with a different couple and a different narrative structure, and I just could not get into that at all. I also didn't like the other characters. I kind of just ended up skim reading it to see if we'd get back to the first story, which we did. At that point though, wasn't enjoying it. There's a lot of psychoanalytical lecturings on Lacan, which I don't have much context for, but it just felt kind of, I don't know, preachy, and didn't inspire me to want to go research and like learn more about. So yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've read it. And the last book that I finished was Henry Miller's The Colossus of Marusi. I still need to check the pronunciation. This is a travelogue about his travels to Greece just before the Second World War, and he actually said that this was his best piece of writing. I do think somewhere in this is absolutely amazing essay or a shorter story. He has a lot of free-flowing thoughts and rambles about, you know, rocks and his impressions of Greece. And there were a lot of beautiful sentences that did make me stop and underline and reflect upon. It wasn't necessarily an easy read, but I enjoyed his discussions on how the important voyages are the ones inwards and not necessarily outwards. I don't think I'll pick it up again. I might give it to somebody, but it didn't really inspire me to read more of his work, honestly. I'm not sure what my February reads are going to be. That'll be kind of fun to pick out curriculum, but this afternoon I want to take myself out on like a little solo date. It's a very great day, but maybe I'll go to some of the galleries, the smaller galleries in the Murray, and see if there's any nice exhibits. This evening I have a dinner. I guess it's kind of a work dinner, but there are a couple of my friends going, which would be nice, for a jewelry brand in a beautiful looking restaurant, so excited for that. I hope I'll finish The Little Friend soon, because I want to read something new. little bit rushed getting ready for dinner this evening, but just did my makeup. I needed my lip combo. This jacket, so sweet. My mom gave it to me. It was hers back in the day, and she hasn't worn it in ages. It's vintage Jill Sander, and I love the little collar. Kind of formal, but I'm just wearing it with some leather trousers, so it feels like it brings it down a notch. It's pouring rain outside. This has been my evening perfume of choice. Why is it wet? Oh, I spilled my contacts. Okay, anyway. Tom Ford Black Liqueur. Describe the notes here, because I'm really bad at scents. Anyway, I need to go.
One day.